So with this video, I thought I was going to just chop up my stream where I review the Rocket Pass and I review the tournament rewards. And then I realized I don't want to go through 3 hours. I'm pretty sure it took me like 2 or 3 hours to go through this entire Rocket Pass and tournament rewards. I'm pretty sure that's up somewhere on a live stream if you want to find it. I think it's called like season review or something. But I really want to break down my number one point about the entire season rewards, the entire tournament rewards. I want to break down the whole thing in a sentence. This Rocket Pass and tournament rewards have no heart or soul. Okay? And you know, you're probably wondering, what does that mean? I don't understand, you know, no heart, no soul. What does that mean? Okay, so I want to talk about it for just a second. And this is a really great example. I feel like this is the best example of how I can break it down to explain that it has no heart or soul. Okay, so if you know me, you know that I open up the 1200 crates. I usually open up the prospect cups instead of the shiny rainbow cups that they want you to gravitate towards for like 20,000. Because I really like, you know, most of the time, I really like the tournament rewards. I really like the uncommons and the rares. I really like those. I usually gravitate towards those. Actually, more than I gravitate towards the very rares and the imports and the exotics. However, this season, the work put in to the uncommons and the rares is just mind-blowingly bad. It's missing all the small details, and again, it's missing heart and soul. So I'm gonna specify what I mean by that. So let's take this ramen bowl, right? It's a pretty simple design. You've got the ingredients here. You've got the noodles, the chopsticks grabbing the noodles. You got this bowl. Okay, so explain to me why we didn't get like any movement at all, any sort of, because you know how many toppers there's. What, 1,000 toppers in this game? There's like 500 to 1,000 toppers in this game, and some of them are very unique. To give you an example of one of them, there's this coffee cup. I really want to show you here. Let's see, this coffee cup, here you go. So this is your coffee cup. It's got some cream, some you know, the coffee, and then it's got the steam rising up off of it. And I love this steam. It gives it that uniqueness, that flair that I love to see in an item that I actually like. Again, it's unique in its own little way to everything else, which makes me want to gravitate towards using an item like that. Because let's face it, the only people that are using toppers are going to be people that want to be like unique and different and have some personality, right? Like, and I'm directly talking to Psionics right now. It's like, you know, the only people that are wearing these toppers are casual players that want to have something unique to wear. And I'm one of them, even as a competitive player in the scene. Like, I like to be, you know, I like my cars, you can tell, I like my cars to be unique. But it's like, this bowl is so bland. It's like, okay, let me tell you all the things you could do just to add some kind of like heart or some kind of uniqueness to all this. Okay, so you could have the chopsticks, you know, take off of the noodle and the noodle drop back down into the bowl. And then you could have the chopsticks grab into the bowl, pick up the noodle. That's just one thing. Another thing is, you could have all these ingredients swirl around in like a circle, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these little details. You could have steam come out of it, because I know whenever I eat ramen, I just had some today. You know, there's steam. It's hot, man. Another thing is, I know they do liquid very well. I've seen them do liquid in wheels and stuff like that very well. I just realized I just got a new subscriber on YouTube. Anyway, but the point is, they can do a lot of things. You make this soupy, more liquidy, and then you have the things swirl around in it like a bowl. Really cool. I love it. Now again, here's another example of just no animation, nothing separating this from like all the other designs. So like, okay, think it's a spaceman, you know, it's an astronaut, right? So in astronauts in space, you can tell with the wire they tried to do something that's kind of clever, but it's like, okay, why not have the spaceman kind of you know, do a little like low and then up and then low and then up, or like the wrench to go out and then back in, like any sort of like slow movement to on the antenna, just to like represent those small details, just to represent like he's, you know, he's in low gravity or whatever, right? I love that. You don't need to keep it, you don't need to be you don't need to be bland with these antennas, because again, the truth is no competitive player is going to be wearing this antenna. We know that. So why not go like kind of crazy with this stuff if you can? I mean, add anything. You had like what, 3-4 months to come up with this stuff? I mean, it's just like this artwork is like you pay 40-50 bucks to a Blender person and then you get this, right? Like, I don't know, feels like that. Anyway, okay, so it's great because they have an example of it working. They have an example of adding all the little small details. This is what makes this chainsaw banner stand out amongst all the other banners. This is what gives it that personality, gives it that appeal, to maybe pick this over all the others. Because, okay, you got the motor on the far right end. It's kind of shaking, right? You got the sparks flying. You got the chainsaw moving. You see what I'm saying? You got all these little movements that make it stand out and make it unique. Hey, and I will shout out. Look, I will shout out. I think they did a really good job with these things. I think they did a good job with that gold explosion. Personally, I wish this triangle was transparent. That would have been really cool. I need to make sure my audio is good, guys. Yeah, you're right. I would have liked this this triangle to be transparent so I could see the ball glowing through the triangle, but it's whatever. And then like, yeah, you see that little flapping of the TP. It's like, could you imagine these TP, but like there is no flapping, it's just a straight line, like to where you almost couldn't tell it was TP because it's just such a straight line. It's like not flapping. All these little details add to make that immersion. And I just feel like there's no like longevity for any of these items, because again, they lack heart, they lack soul, they lack the small details. Another great example, and again, I could be wrong here, this don't take this for guaranteed fact because I don't know, but I think that all these wheels that they designed, a lot of these wheels that have this fade look to them, which I love the fade look. I love this purple to pink fade. You can see it in this wheel, you can see it in this wheel where it's got that like fade out into the color. I love that. You see it kind of in, I think it's that, maybe it's that wheel, I don't know. There's a few wheels with fade. This one too is really cool. I think it's something out of like Marvel, Thanos, you know, Kang design. It's cool. But a lot of these wheels, whenever I was looking through it on my like 2-3 hour review, I was seeing with a lot of these wheels that like I thought about it and I was like, oh no, I don't think they're going to have painted variants, or the painted variants are just going to be one color. They're not going to be a fade. It's like, don't design a wheel that just looks good and it's one color. That defeats the whole point of this pass, because in my opinion, the pass is after tier 70, getting all the, keeping your players that play a lot invested after tier 70, because tier 70 is so easy to get. What is it, a week into the season, and I'm almost tier 35. Like, I'm going to be tier 70 by the first month. And then it's like, okay, now what? I feel like a lot of this stuff, a lot of the stuff that I wanted to see painted is just not painted, or it is painted and it's not in a good way. I'll give you an example. And they do this all the time, by the way. Psyonix does this all the time. Every single pass, they do this at least a couple times. Where, okay, you take this, right? It's got that purple, but then it's also got that orange in there, which is really nice. It's like a galaxy, but it's got like different colors. Okay, so I thought, oh, that's great. Maybe they'll do different colors for the, for the different thing. But it's like, no, they didn't. They just have one color. They painted it all one color. It's like, why have the regular one be multiple colors? Why have the regular one have all this like orange tint to it and everything? And that's what makes this thing cool, is that little orange tint, those small details, right? The little difference in color. I love it, but it's like, they have a lot of wheels where they look great. The first version of them look great, but then, all the painted versions after the fact, these things that I want to get after tier 70, like I don't want them because they're all one. They all defeat the whole purpose of the wheel. The whole purpose of a wheel like this, the biggest like attractor to me is that fade. It's that fade, dude, from pink to purple. But it's like I don't even think they have a painted version. But if they do, I bet you it's just all one color. It's all one color. Maybe that little middle thing with the blue light is different. But that fade of the color for this one wheel, it's not going to be there. I just wish we had this fade. I wish they implemented this fade with different colors. I would love that. I think it's about time. I really do. And I hope they do this for Unreal Engine 5. I think it's about time that we see multiple painted items, man. And what I mean by that is items that have 2 different colors. So take this coffee pot. I wish we need like 2 different colors on this thing. So like the red can change colors and the white can change colors. It adds a bunch of, again, it adds a bunch of rarity. It adds a bunch of personality. I'll give you some great examples of things that like do that. Okay, so like this thing, right? This hat is a all white hat. You're probably thinking, wow, that's pretty sick. Because there's a sky blue, there's a saffron, there's a gold. You see how it's, you know, right? It's this hat. But if you get it in white, it's all white. Ooh, that looks so clean, right? Another great example is like these wizard hats. Man, I would love 2 colors of the wizard hat, bro. I would love for the to get a white on white wizard hat, or a white on black wizard hat, or a black on white wizard hat, or a green and red wizard hat. Like we need to start getting double painted. That way you can start doing these fades and stuff that you're trying to do like this, and actually like have some unique fades, white to black fade, you know, black to white fade. Because they do that with a lot of these wheels. This is the, I'm not gonna say this is the theme, but this is like what they try to do a lot of. Do we have a painted version of this wheel? I don't know. Again, you know, stop me, right? I don't know if we do, but if we do, that better be 2 different colors. Or if it's gonna be one color, if it's gonna be green, it better be light green on the outside rim and dark green on the inside rim. Anyway, beside my point. My point is, there's no heart. There's no effort. There's no soul. We need some soul, bro, in some of these items. I'm sick. Like this season, I'm so mad. They did so well all the seasons before these to make me want to buy these uncommons and rares, and now I just don't want to. I just don't want to because it's so generic. It's such a generic item. That's such a generic item. That's such a generic item. There's no movement. There's no uniqueness, man. Again, I'm just repeating myself. I'm rambling. But anyway, that's all I wanted to say. Because I was like, I could cut, 2-3 hours. I could give you a 2 or 3 hour review of every single item in depth. But I was like, I don't want to do that. I'll just give you my thoughts. And they do a good job with some of this. I thought they did a good job with this wheel. I thought they did a good job with a lot of this stuff. I didn't like this. I thought this decal was... So we've seen this decal many times. I've seen this exact kind of design on a decal, like, pretty much exact, like, 10, 20 times. No one's gonna wear that. I want to talk about, like, give me a list. What is I bet you, and I'm genuinely being honest, I bet you, 4 months time, 5 months time, there will be 10 people in this entire video game that use this decal, because there is 5 to 10 other decals that look exactly like this, and I think some of them are done better. Unless of course you're a new player. I get it, right? New player, you want to give a new player the item. I guess I get it. Like if you're a new player and you've never got any item that looks like this, but as an old player that has seen items like this 10 times, 5 to 10 times, it disgusts me, man. It disgusts me. I wanna have a reason to play more, and it's just like I don't have a reason. But anyway, look, this don't affect me. I'm happy. It's whatever. I know it's depressing. This video is depressing. Like it sounds like I'm so done with everything. I'm not. I just like it's just a gripe. I'm sure. I hope that I didn't see all the painted items like past tier 70, because again, I'm only at tier 100. Like it's possible that Oh wait, look, hey, there is actually some different color on... Oh, no, I don't think that's any different color. Oh, yeah, that's gray. Okay, maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong about that. They better have that... I'm just gonna tell you, they better have, this wheel painted, because this was one of the only wheels that I thought is actually really cool, and I haven't seen it since tier 100, but hopefully they do. Anyway, I haven't looked at Blackie's mod. I should before I did this, but I don't care. Peace out. Last season was the best. By the way, before I stop rambling, last season was the best season for Rocket Pass and maybe even tournament rewards too. So props to you, Sonics. It just feels like we rushed this season, because honestly, the best part of this season is the map. Which, hey, congratulations on getting a good map. I love this map. It's probably the best map they've ever done. But if they would have combined that map with last season's tier of rewards and stuff, man, GOAT season. But anyway, I'm PlayRider. I'll peace out. See you guys.